So, welcome to the Northern Knits podcast. We are two almost sister in laws sharing our love of knitting and the fiber crafts together. So, this week we aren't coming to you strictly from Winnipeg, Manitoba. I am currently still out on vacation in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, but Diana is in Osborne. We are chilling on computers,
So
doing some.
hopefully audio levels and everything turn out all right.
Here's hoping. We'll hopefully found a balance between the two of us, so that should work. I don't know what it was like for you, but today it was nice and sunny outside for me.
It was cool and rainy and very fall-like all day here.
No, we had 20, 30 degrees for a high.
We had like 18.
Yeah. So I leave and you guys get fall weather. This is not okay.
Yeah, we've got fall weather like all week. It's nice. I pulled out a sweater today.
What? What?
Yeah.
I'm
I went for
still
a
in
walk in a sweater today.
I'm still at flip-flops and capris and tank tops, people. Not Jocelyn's not okay with this. Not cool. I've been waiting for fall weather all year, and I leave and you get it. And I
Yep,
come back, it's gonna be a heat wave.
probably.
No. But no, I'm out visiting my mom and dad at their place. So I've been out here for about a week now, and I'll be home early mid next week ish.
Right in time for the heat wave.
Right in time for the heat wave. Me and dad haven't decided when we're driving down, so whenever that happens,
All right.
I have no idea. But it's been fun. I've been spending my parents' money. I've been enjoying my vacationing. Vacationing. Ha! What? It's a vacation. I mean, I do the same stuff in a different place, but it's a vacation to me.
I'm jealous of your vacationing.
Mm-hmm. Hey, I even did Experimental Tuesday today.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
I did
Tried it.
whatever was left over in the refrigerator day today,
That works.
which is vaguely experimental.
Most of the time out here is experimental because mom and dad don't obviously carry a lot of vegetarian food because they're not vegetarians. So I try all sorts of different new things when I'm out here just because we can and I'm out here. So it gets me out of my daily routine. So it lets me sort of change things up a little. And drive mom nuts by feeding her all sorts of exotic vegetables like cauliflower.
Ooh, so exotic.
It's a thing. What do you want? For her,
I'm
it
just waiting
is.
for the door in the background to open, your mum to come in and be like, hey.
Oh no, no. She'll be sticking her tongue out at me when I leave, though. She's also been letting me watch my anime, which is pretty bold, and I've been picking the cheesiest face palmy stuff I can find on Netflix.
Excellent.
So I'm seeing how long that lasts before they cut me off. Not any of the serious stuff or like the romance stuff she'd get behind, like Seven Deadly Sins level bad.
Ooh. It's pretty bad.
She face palms. It's quite hilarious.
I tried
So,
to get my brother to watch Seven Deadly Sins while he was recovering from surgery.
did you go?
Not even stoned enough for that.
Oh no. It was wonderful. I was doing lace work, so I really needed something I shouldn't be paying attention to on the TV. And you should not be devoting even a third or a quarter of your brain to that TV show, so it was perfect for the lace section I was working on.
Yeah,
It,
well,
it
I'll give
seemed
it
like a
that.
good thing to me. Uh,
Anyway, shall we march on with the show now that we've blathered?
Absolutely. I'm all in the babbling mood. Diana, my dear, what are we going to cover this week?
We are going to cover What's in Our Cup, Woolly Workings, Yarn on the Go, Fibre Flubs, So Little Time, Events, and a review.
Woohoo!
So,
That's right.
Jocelyn, what is in your cup? Your nice new cup
I
that you were showing
my
me.
my nice new cup. I got my cup at Indigo Chapters. Smokey, one of my mom's two cats here, likes to drink out of cups. So I went and found one with a lid. I didn't want him to drink water mostly, but I use this cup for everything. So I found a cup out of Indigo Chapters because my mom lives not 5 minutes from a bookstore. Guys, perfect location. She's 5 minutes from a Starbucks, a tea shop, and a bookstore.
Oh my goodness, it's heaven out there.
That's so nice. And a movie theater. So like we're good to go, guys.
Oh, you're just set.
It is. So I found one. I picked up the one that said there's always time for tea because it's white on the inside, and it had a cute saying on the front. So it has a loose leaf steeper that you set in the cup. So I've been drinking one of the new teas we picked up from Tea Desire. Today is the Wild Berry Infusion.
Ooh, that sounds delicious.
Oh my god, it's amazing cold, but I wanted to try it warm, and it's just as good warm, so super happy. Oh, it's a
Nice.
tough choice. I had to pick between that and Druid's Magic Tea.
Ooh, what was that? Some kind of
That's a
green tea?
black. It's a black tea. I'm gonna bring some home. Like I'm really liking that one, so I'm bringing that one home, and a white tea called White Angel that's super light and crisp. So I'm making sure to bring home these three flavors so that I can share them with you when I get home.
Oh boy.
Because tea,
Well, obviously.
obviously. What are you drinking, my dear?
I have beer tonight.
What? Well, I
I
suppose it is evening.
it is the evening times. I have some vanilla porter from Mill Street Brewery.
Oh, some of that might be coming home with me too. Might have to help me drink those.
Excellent.
Tragic. I know,
Oh,
tragedy.
it's horrible.
Oh, goodness, allergies. But yeah, no. That is for us, a very quick what's in your cup. Mind you, we babbled in the intro, so. I swear it's about knitting, guys.
It's totally about knitting.
Mm-hmm.
So we are on to Woolly Workings.
We are. Now, I'm on vacation. I have only been working on two things.
I have also only been working on two things.
And unsurprisingly, or actually surprisingly, neither one of those two things is the Granny Crochet Square project.
Oh my goodness. You mean you didn't want to drag like 2 weeks worth of squares of yarn with you?
No. No. No, that wasn't going to work for me. So I knew I was gonna fall behind. That's fine. I got about 3 or 4 days in advance, so I'm still gonna have like 2 weeks worth of crocheting to catch up on when I get home, but that's not too hard. I brought with me still more projects than I'm actually honestly going to work on while I'm here, but I have been working on my Mammoth Shawl for the Cozy Up with the Stitch and Sisters. It's a test knit. They have Cozy Up designs on Ravelry. I'm doing it out of the Burney Premium in a oatmeal tweed. It is massive. And it has a cable spine, and it is so freaking pretty. I didn't bring it into the office here with me for recording. I brought the other one and my stuff for later. So, but I have definitely been working on that one. It has a due date of the 1st of September. I'm not sure if I'm going to make it or not. It's not like a it must be done. It's a if it's done by this date, we'll be excited. But you get it done when you get it done. My favorite kind of test knitting because they assume that life can get complicated.
Life is frequently complicated.
It is, so I appreciate that. So I've been working on that. Diana, what have you been working
I have been working on, I am currently working on my Find Your Fade shawl.
on? Me too!
I've seen pictures. Yours is considerably farther along than mine.
Oh yeah.
This is the Find Your Fade shawl by Andrea Mowry, and I'm doing it out of various travel yarn, which is yarn that I've picked up while traveling. So I'm currently working on the London colorway, which was Ziggy Stardust was the actual colorway name. And it
Ziggy
is
Stardust.
Ziggy Stardust. It's got a little bit of sparkle in it, and it's all sorts of varying shades of blue.
Well, there's a lot of blue going on in our shawls. Which works, we both like blue. Which is good. That's exciting. What color number is that for you? Number 1 of 7. Number what of 7?
Uh, so I think I actually only have 5 colors. So this is my second color, but technically I'm into the third color section.
Perfect. I've only got 5 skeins as well, so it's technically they're labeled A through G. No, F, G.
Something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, A through G. That's 7. Oh yeah, I can count and do alphabet, guys. It's fine. I am into color E, so color 5 for my Find Your Fade shawl.
You are considerably farther along than I am.
My mom likes to rest and read, and I like to knit and read, and we both like to Netflix and chill. So we've been doing a lot of that, which works super good for me. I don't mind. So I've been averaging 6 hours a day at least on these shawls.
Oh my
So
goodness.
it's a lot. So I am definitely into the decreases now. I finished the widest part, which I had in a pink and white Algria yarn. But I am now definitely back into the Asian arts yarn in another sort of blue Colorway, it's definitely variegated, so I've got sections of dark blue and light blue. If you've been watching the Instagram posts, it is the length of my legs, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm still got 2 more full colors to go, or color sections to go. Yeah, because there's 13 sections, and I'm on section 11 right now. 10 or 11 right now.
I feel so outdone.
Well, I'm not going to work. I'm literally on vacation with my mom. So it's like some days we literally just chill around the house and go to the bookstore or go to the health food store out here, which is called Dad's. Um,
Really jealous. Can I just trade you and you can go to work for me tomorrow and I'll just teleport out there?
I know nothing about coding. Let's do it. I can't see that going wrong at all. But I did a lot of work so that I could take the time off. Like I made sure all of my blogs were prepped and ready to go. I made sure all of my other stuff was set asideable, so I didn't have to do any of it while I was out here. So I definitely hauled butt while you were gone and did a lot of work in prep so that I could go on holidays. So, and when I get home, it's diving right back in and prepping for craft tables. So I'm enjoying the peace and quiet while I have it.
Fair enough.
On the bright side, it makes for short woolly workings. What else have you been working on?
I've been continuing with my 1 row a day on the wedding shawl. Not
Ooh,
quite 1 row a day, but some days is 2 or 3 rows and other days is 0 rows, so it works out to be about a row a day.
perfect. Hey, that's all that matters in the end, so long as it's balanced and you're getting it done.
Yeah, I should have brought it in here to show you because I'm over halfway done chart 1 now.
Oh my god, that'll
But
be growing quickly.
the pattern's growing quickly. It doesn't ever seem to be getting any bigger. But it's coming along and it's looking super nice. I'm really excited about it.
Whee! Sorry, Dad's got a rolly chair.
I was looking at charts 2 and 3, and
Okay.
they've got all sorts of crazy symbols on them that I don't know what they mean. They're like spirals and like arrows with numbers and all sorts of crazy arcana that I've never seen before, and I don't know what any of it means.
So we're on a learning kick shortly?
Yeah, I will
Yeah?
be
Okay.
learning a great deal very quickly when I get into chart the second.
Might I recommend perhaps swatching the first section, like the first few rows of chart the second?
Bah!
Bah, we're gonna wing it.
Well, I mean, I'm gonna put in a lifeline, but
That might be a good idea. I could just imagine that phone call. Jocelyn! Oh dear.
I
That's it.
dropped a stitch and there's no lifeline!
I'd be like, oh my god. Um, I would have no idea what to say. I would be absolutely flabbergasted, and I would feel so bad for you because I've done that so very much.
So
It's a thing.
I'm hoping I don't screw it up, but silver lining is it's good podcast fodder if I do. I
True
don't think I
story.
mentioned patterns and designers for that one. The
No, I don't think you did.
wedding shawl is the Even Star shawl by Susan Pandorf? Question mark. We'll link it in the show notes. And I'm doing it out of like 1,500 or 2,000 meters of lace weight undyed lamb's wool.
Because you're crazy.
Because I am a crazy person who's getting married in slightly under a year.
Yes. Oh, right, hey?
Yep. It was a year on the weekend.
Oh my gosh. And you finally have your ring, Facebook tells me.
I do finally have my ring. I'm not wearing it at this exact moment,
That's
but I
okay.
do possess it.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh, I see needles sticking up into the frame. And a concentrating face.
On air fiber flub.
Oh no!
That's fine, I caught the stitch. And I'm only down about 4 rows, so I can ladder it up. But that means I'm done knitting for the moment, ladies and gents, because my repair kit is out in the living room. But that's okay, because then I can just safety hook it with my center stitch marker, because I'm actually in the center stitch part.
Alright.
And I can show Diana how big this shawl has gotten. So, I'm into the new blue section. and we did the color fading to the pink. So then we had the pink,
Ooh, that's pretty.
and then we're still going back into, and it is, my third color was Where the Cohair Go by Ancient Arts Yarn. I don't remember what my fifth color is. So, and it just, the shawl just keeps going and going and going. I'm finally got the lace pattern down. The first few times I did
So
the lace pattern,
good.
I believe I'm going with the words artisanal. Uh, there might be some little flaws, some imperfections that make it perfectly unique. I should have it finished in time for Woolsey Wool's contest and all the other contests I'm entering it with. So I just have to haul butt, as the case may be, for the next few days, and then we should be fine. I'm at the tail end, folks. But there's my fiber flip contribution. I just did it on air, and I will put that down now and work on it later.
Well, I have also a fiber flub, but I'll talk about that in a moment.
That works. What are we on
Because
to now?
you have some yarn on the go to discuss.
Well, I'm in a different city, so I must successfully acquire more stash.
Oh,
Mm,
okay.
No?
I will.
Should that not be a thing?
That is absolutely a thing. I will sit here and even stop knitting while you
Oh,
talk about your
crazy.
stash.
Crazy talk. So there are 2 knitting stores in this city. 2, folks. And they're wonderful. The ladies at both were absolutely wonderful. I'm actually just pulling out my receipts and stuff so that I don't get the names wrong. Because I would do that to myself. I'm that kind of classy. So my mom and my dad took me to both, which was very kind of them. And the goal was to buy, what's the word I'm looking for? Yarn, obviously. Why do I have one but not the other? Oh, man. Might have to ask my mom what the name of the other one is. We will link them if we can. I will find web pages and stuff. Because I am bound to get them one. Because one was the Wool Emporium, and the other one was, fudge buckets. I don't remember, but I loved the other one just as much. Oh, now I feel awful because the ladies were so nice at both. Anyway,
Let's see if I can Google it while you're talking.
because there's only 2, so there's a thing. So I picked up from the first one some Serpentina from Manos de Uruguay, which, while technically not local to Saskatchewan, that's fine. She didn't have any in at the time, but it is in this amazing green, and I do mean green. It is a lime green colorway.
Oh my goodness,
with,
hang on. I need to see this on the bigger image.
yeah, yeah. Make my face really large on your screen.
Ooh.
It is a gorgeous, and it is definitely a thick worsted, like it's a worsted heavyweight yarn. So we picked up 2 skeins of it, so I should be able to make myself a hat and a pair of mittens. And it's got some, I'm gonna go with brown, purpley sections in it,
Sure.
and some variegations on the green, but it's a lot of really, really lime green. So freaking gorgeous. It is Manos de Uruguay, which means I cannot read the colorway. What I will try to do is take a picture and send it to Diana so she can read it for me.
All right.
We can
Oh, and
post
as
that.
for yarn store names,
Yes,
Prairie Lily Knitting and Needlework.
that's where I was. Prairie Lily Knitting and Needlework. The store is huge, like easily twice the size of Woolsey Wool, if not close to 3 times the size of Woolsey Wool. Like, it
Oh my
is a
goodness.
huge store, and it has just got so much freaking beautiful yarn. It is absolutely wonderful. We spent a lot of time in there discussing wools and blends, and I found your Christmas present while I was in there. So,
Ooh.
which is why I took a few extra minutes before we started podcasting tonight. So I had to make sure that yarn did not come in here with me.
Aww.
That yarn stays hidden till Christmas.
Oh. But.
Mm-hmm.
But.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
You have to wait like everybody else.
Oh.
Hey, I
Okay.
found Mr. B's birthday present.
Ooh.
So we decided to check out the other one, which was the Wool Emporium. And they had yarn from local dyers in Saskatchewan. How cool! So I picked up some alpaca 4-ply yarn. It's 100%, and I picked up the 200-gram skeins, and I picked up 2 of them. And, well, hand wash dye flat. Thank you for telling me that, yarn. I appreciate that notification. So this one is not from Saskatoon specifically, but we are from northern Saskatchewan. So I picked up one in a brown. It's a nice natural
so
brown.
Squishy.
Oh, it is insanely squishy. And at 200 grams, this is.
I want to squish, but I
I
can't.
will. You can squish when I come home. And I picked up a natural dyed one. Again, 100% alpaca
Ooh.
in the 200-gram skein. So I can really alpacacentral.net. That's the company that does these guys. So these are absolutely freaking beautiful, and they're all, because they're so neutral colored, as I whack the microphone because I can't tell how far away it is from me. I'm going to definitely have to do myself some sort of striped thing.
Agreed.
I don't know what kind of a striped thing, but Mom and me agreed it had to be a striped thing. So I successfully purchased holiday yarn. First time ever. And my dad's like, well, Edmonton's only 5 hours away. I'm like, really? River City Yarns is in Edmonton.
Ooh. Road trip?
Maybe? I'm technically on
Ooh.
vacation. Do I need to do a road trip while I'm on my road trip?
Yes.
Yes.
If yarn is involved, yes.
Okay, Dad, we can go to the yarn store in Edmonton. It's a 10-hour day for you driving because I can't drive. It's not a problem, right? I'm
No,
like, yeah, it's way too much driving.
it's
Uh,
fine.
I've got friends in Edmonton. I can make plans to go visit them and spend some time with them and do that. And a cousin in Edmonton too. So I have friends and family everywhere, guys. Everywhere in Canada, I have friends or family. It's beginning to feel that way. Oh my word. But yeah, that was me. I got to go explore two wonderful yarn stores, and the Lily one is, oh my god. Oh, if I thought for a second I'd be able to convince my parents to go back and spend more money on me, I would. It's so nice.
I'm super jealous.
Well, and she was stocking all the yarn fall colors, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I love me fall colors. I'm not a pastel color person. I love big, bright, bold colors and those really rich fall colors. And I'm looking for like the perfect shade of pumpkin orange. No judgment. I can wear pumpkin orange like nobody's business. And I look good in a pumpkin orange. I mean, I look big, but I'm 5'10". I am big. There's just, I could pretend otherwise, but it's not going to work. So I definitely wanted to and did that. So that works really good. But that was me. I did some yarn shopping.
Excellent. So, fiber flubs.
Yes,
I have
it's a
one.
thing.
I have a long
Uh,
one.
I just did mine. I'm good. I was like, no fiber flubs. Nope. Oh, that's fine. What's your fiber flub?
So, this one has a whole long story to it because it
So what
spans
you're
like a
saying is,
week.
oh my God. So settle in.
Yeah. All right. So I got into the second lace section of the Find Your Fade, and I'm on to like, I don't know, row 4 or 6 or something.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, no, this lace isn't lining up because I got to the center stitch and didn't have the right stitch count. I'm like, well, what happened? And I couldn't figure it out. And I counted back and I counted back and nothing was working. And unknit the row and it still couldn't work. So I reknit the row and it still was wrong. So I unknit the row. Repeat this a
Oh
few
my God.
times. I unknit and reknit that half a row probably 3 or 4 times before I
Oh.
realized at the end of the previous row, I'd forgotten the yarn over at the end of the row.
Oh no.
So no, it was fine because I just had to undo the one stitch, put in a yarn over, and then
Yeah.
redo the one stitch. And then my count was still off.
How did you do that?
I couldn't for the life of me figure it out, so I said, screw it.
Yep.
Figured out how to make it line up as good as possible and just went with it. And
Good.
I finished that lace section, which was off for the entire rest of the way, and I couldn't figure out why until Sunday
Okay.
when I looked down at my work and somewhere around the second or third row of the lace section, I had somehow shifted my center spine a couple of
Oh no.
stitches to the right.
Oh no.
Well, poo.
It's one word to you.
So I counted and I did some math and I recounted and made sure that my math was correct. And then I recounted one more time just for good measure.
Okay.
And then doing the row directly after the lace section, I put in some strategic decreases so my stitch count is right now.
Ah, I have done the occasional strategic decrease for the Find Your Fade shawl, so it is a thing.
So yeah, that spanned like an entire week.
I
Finally
don't envy
figured it
you all
out.
that counting, Because it's a lot of counting.
It's a lot of counting.
It's a lot of counting.
I don't want to do the counting anymore.
I can't blame you. I'm at the point now where I think my my count is off on one side. I'm not counting. I'm in the decrease sections. I will simply continue decrease sections till it's small enough for me to bind off. And if I have to rotate into an eighth color, I will do so. I know how.
That works.
Yep.
We will make these things work.
I will make it work. I'm not. It's too many stitches to count. It's like 233 stitches at its widest.
Ugh.
In a fingering weight yarn. No, I'm not counting that.
That's too much counting.
No,
Far too much counting.
I know it's off a little, but not enough to really affect the pattern, so I'm not going to worry about it too much. I am going to have to pick up that stitch I just dropped, but again, it only fell down about 4 or 5 rows, so I can ladder that up, and that's not a problem, and then we're back to business, so. Minor little things. If it's at all possible, I'm even more chillaxed than I was before I left. And I'm not normally a really high-strung person.
You're so chillaxed, you slid almost entirely out of frame.
Oh, yeah, well, that happens. It's because Dad's chair leans, so like I start leaning back and it just keeps going. Like, what? Where am I going? Don't sit in the chair that's super slouchy. I don't want to adjust it. It's not my chair.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like I shouldn't do that because I'm not going to sit in this chair again for like another 4 or 5 days. So it's like he'll be back sitting in this chair either tonight or tomorrow. So it's like, Should I really be adjusting chairs? No, probably not.
Yeah.
That seems unwise. And not cool. I wouldn't like it if somebody adjusted my chair, so.
I always feel bad when I'm borrowing somebody's car and I have to adjust their chair so much because, like, I need to drive, but...
Yep.
But you're going to spend, like, half an hour putting the seat back the way it was before, and I'm sorry.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and that's generally okay if you know it's going to be a thing. Like, if you're loaning out your car... Whoops, as I hit my microphone. If you're loaning out your car, like, you know that's something that's going to happen, but it's always the little things you don't quite expect. Like, you're like, oh yeah, I can borrow the computer, but you don't think about the chair.
Fair enough.
Or, like, keyboard and mouse placement, which is different for everybody.
Very true.
So it's a thing. Anyway, I've gotten us completely off track. As keyboards and chairs have nothing to do with knitting.
Not so much, no.
Nope.
We are on to So Little Time, which I believe is all you, because I still am sitting here with my 2 machines and pile of fabric and have done 0 sewing, even though I've possessed all these things for over a year.
That's not my fault.
No, it's not. It's really not.
I really feel like I have to go. It's not my fault, folks.
I wasn't saying it with the intent to blame anyone or anything. I was merely stating facts.
Nameless on this one, I promise you guys. We went to Fabricland this morning, and I know you're thinking, Justin, why are you buying fabric? You're on vacation. Because I can. No, because Diana and I are looking at going to a themed ball in October during the same weekend as C4. So, as she is not the seamstress I am, I sent her a text going, hey, if you buy the tickets for us to go, I will make the costumes. Because cost to work ratio works out roughly the same.
To which I think I forgot to reply, yes, I agree.
I assumed the agreement was going to be there, so what I did is I popped in real quick before all the patterns ran out, and I picked up a classic Regency-era pattern, which I didn't actually own.
That's so perfect!
Jackets. So when I get back into Winnipeg, we're going to have to go to the stores of the fabrics and buy ourselves some fabric and ribbons so that we can have our ribbon detailing and ribbons in our hair.
That's so amazingly perfect.
I can get started on it. So I picked it up big enough for me because Diana is roughly the same chest size fabric coverage, but she needs a smaller waistband, and that's easy enough to do. And it's got a high enough neckline that we can make sure that it's modified and sitting high enough for your comfort levels so that you don't have to worry about it too much. So dress pattern acquired. Next step, fabric. And that's going to have to be like the weekend I come home. We have to do this because I have to make 2 of these and I've got other things I need to finish too. So, and they take time to make good ones. So I'm not throwing this together for a kid for trick-or-treating. I'm going to take a bit more time with it. So I'd like to have as much time as possible. I hear my dad. He's home. Dad's returned.
I'm excited for these dresses.
I know. It's one of the history ones, so it's from Butterick. I obviously have a Fabricland membership, so I got it on a discount because that's what you do. But it is the classic Jane Austen Pride and Prejudice ball dress. Empire waistline to the floor, puff sleeves, and it has the little jacket that goes over top that's designed for it's a crop jacket is what it is.
I'm going to look
So,
like such a dork. That style of
oh
dress
my
does
god,
not look good on me. I'm going to look so weird.
we're both going to look like dorks. It's going to be amazing. So, we're gonna definitely do that and pick up the ribbons and stuff for it. I'm not doing a hat, though it does have a hat piece that you can make for it as well. Since we're going to a ball, our hair will be up and pretty. So we're gonna do that. I'm not going to stick to the traditional colors that an unmarried woman would stick to, which is ivories and whites. I'm gonna wear a color because let's be honest, I can. And it's not period rigid, it's period specific. And they said Regency era dress, so I'm wearing a pretty color. If we were super specific, you and I would have to be in white because we are not married.
Hmm.
Or cream
Okay.
or ivory. I think we should pick a color.
I like colors. I'm a fan
So
of colors.
let's do a color with some pretty colored ribbon. And flat shoes. Best part ever, it's flat shoes.
Yeah. I'm excited
So
about that.
excited. So we gotta
Are we doing the dance lessons too?
I think that might be wise.
Okay.
If we can, that would be awesome. Uh, yeah. And I'll make this as something that you can pull out of your closet for next C4 or anytime you just want to just have a costume to take and go places. We'll make sure that that's good enough to do that. So it can live in your tickle trunk. If you don't have a tickle trunk, we'll get you one.
I have an edge of my closet with various costumey bits.
I have a tickle trunk. I have two.
I'm not sure I have space for a trunk.
I have too many costumes, guys.
Why are we whispering?
I don't know. I don't know. I need to buy kid gloves, but the Halloween shops are opening up, so I can pick up elbow length kid gloves super easy.
Yep.
Not even remotely worried about that. So that's it. We have a plan. It's happening the same weekend as C4, so we're technically going to C4 all day and then going to a ball in the evening. So we are going to be tired puppies come Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
But that's okay.
That's why I'm wearing the dragon onesie on the Sunday, because it's
This
like
makes
pajamas.
super sense. I think that's a very wise idea, Diana.
I may just put it on over top of my pajamas and call it a day.
You know what? That's totally your call. I am definitely going to be wearing normal people clothes on the Sunday because I'm going to want my comfortable, stretchy clothes. Because I'm going to be a tired person, and that's totally fine. So that's it. We have a plan. Just need to pick up some fabric and we're good to go. And I did pick up some wonderful suede fabrics too for some new purses and stuff. So I'm gonna get to the designing factor. And I brought my designing notebook out with me and my pens and my markers and stuff, so I can doodling of the new bags and stuff, so I can have some designs ready to start putting together for the craft tables and for the Etsy shop.
Excellent.
But that's my so little time is all in the thinking. It's all in the mental hemisphere, this guys. That's fine. It's important stuff.
It is.
Mm-hmm. Especially when torturing a cat by rubbing its fur the wrong way.
Well, is Smokey getting tortured?
Sometimes Bandit, depending on who's decided they're not going to share the chair with me in the living room. They think it's their chair. It's not. It's a human chair, but they think it's their chair because most of the time it's just mom and them in the living room, so the chair's free. Right now, not the case. I'm in the chair.
How dare you be in their chair?
Pretty much. So, it's a thing. But yeah, I'm still managing to do everything but spin because I did not bring my spinning with me, guys. My suitcases were full before I left, and I have to put more stuff in there to come home. I have no idea how I'm going to do that.
Good luck with that.
Thanks. Oh, well, that's it. What else we got?
We have events.
Sure. We still have things we're doing, and we're going, and the places and the things, those Stash Dash is wrapped up.
Yes, I made a special note that Stash Dash has wrapped up, and we should discuss and have a post-mortem about how terribly I did and how probably awesome you did.
I did not make my 5K gold.
Really?
I'm still working on the Find Your Fade shawl. If I'd finished the Find Your Fade shawl, it would have put me just at or just over 5K because I'm just over 3K right now.
Hmm.
Yeah. So,
But you've
but
knitted so many things. How are you not at like 10K?
a lot of them are in worsted weight, so they're only like 800 meters or 900 meters. So it's like 790 yards. They're not, or sorry, more yardage than meters. But I really needed to either finish the starting point shawl, which I had put so much work into, which also would have bumped me over the 5K marker. But we got held up because I had to have the yarn ordered
Mm-hmm.
to continue. So I had to put that project aside 3/4 finished, and I couldn't just pick it up and finish it off because I need to have the Find Your Fade done by the end of the month. So, well, I've technically will have done another 1,200 to 1,400 meters by the time I'm done this shawl later this week. I did not finish it in time for Stash Dash. So that's fine because I said 5K was my goal. And being over halfway to my goal is still a heck of an impressive thing considering all of these projects were started within Stash Dash.
Right, yeah, you did these all like start to finish in Stash Dash.
They're all start to finish Dash Dashes.
Oh
So
my goodness.
for me, I didn't have any saved up. Like next year, I'll have other things on the go and projects that are being completed and finished and stuff. So like I'll be able to set a higher goal or have a more achievable goal. But I thought for out of the gate, I did really well. It's still a lot of knitting, guys.
So you want to know how many things I finished?
Do we want a list? Sure.
It's going to be a very short list.
For you, yes, I will list mine.
So, do you remember back in like May when I finished my dad's socks for Father's Day?
Yes, I do.
Yep, that's it. That's the whole list. That's the entire list. I started like 3 more things, but yeah, socks. That's the entire list.
You sure you want me to say what my list includes?
Oh, go for it.
This is just going to depress you.
Yeah, it is.
Yep. I finished the Bendy Arrow shawl, my sister's Lost Soul shawl, the extra large walking blanket, which, if you've seen our Instagram, one for episode 21, is me holding up the shawl.
Oh, yes, yeah.
It is that big. You can't really tell it's me, it's just my legs sticking up the bottom. What else did I finish within Stash Dash? More granny squares. Always with the granny squares, guys. And 2 hats for Christmas.
It's a lot of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Plus one mostly done starting point and one mostly done find your fade.
I am 3/4 of the way done the starting point and 3/4 of the way done the find your fade. So, and over halfway done the Mammoth Shawl.
Right. I forgot that one.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
forgetting things now. You've got so many of them.
I have a lot of stuff on the go, which is fine. That's it for me. It keeps me happy. So that's what we're doing. So the goal is before I come home is the find your fade's done, and I'm either got the Mammoth Shawl, to the point where I'm at the cable and turn, and because I'm not going to be cabling in the vehicle, obviously on the way home, and I'll be working either on the Wonder Woman shawl or the Zadie sweater. Because I need something that I can knit in the vehicle, which, by the way, I discovered I can do so long as it's something I don't have to look at. So garter stitch it is all the way.
Awesome.
So that works. I knitted on the Find Your Fade all the way out to Saskatoon here, so it's about an 8-hour car drive, and I did about 7 hours. I knitted.
My wrists give out after like 2. But then I
Oh
guess
no,
you also just normally knit a lot more than I do.
I can knit for about 6 or 7 hours. Yeah, before my wrists
do
go. You're done.
I can do 2 and it's like, no, you need to take a break now.
It's no different than holding a book for 9 or 10 hours and reading, or sewing for 6 or 7 hours. It's the same sort of, or similar wrist motions. Up doing makeup, same sort of flicky wrist motions. So
Okay.
it's not too terribly different from what I normally do. So painting models, the same idea.
Guess I don't do a lot of flicky wrist movements in a day.
A lot of my hobbies I've discovered involve fine detail work. Why? I don't know, but they do. And
That seems wonderfully ironic.
All right. I guess. But yeah, no, so it's good. So theoretically, I'll have a lot of finished objects here shortly.
Excellent.
Just in time for me to start a whole bunch of new stuff, because I've been watching The Grocery Girls.
Speaking of The Grocery Girls, segue. You sort of mentioned the Zadie sweater knit along.
Yes.
And
It's officially wrapped up on, but I mean it's open ended, so when you finish it, you still do the tags and stuff.
all right.
So I'm continuing my work on that, slow but steady. That's fine. This week I didn't do any work on it at all. It's exclusively been Find Your Fade since I got into the truck to come to Saskatoon, which is fine. It came with me, so I can work on it. I just haven't. There's a
Fair
difference.
enough.
Yeah, so I'm still working on that one. The big rush is over, but they still have all the videos up on Craftsy for everybody to see. And I love the color, and it's a Cloudborne yarn, and mine's in a gray, stone gray. So I'm excited for it to be finished, and I should theoretically be done just in time for it to be fall enough to want to wear the thing. So that's a bonus.
Excellent.
Yeah, it's hard to want to knit a sweater in the middle of summer.
Yeah.
So I'm feeling the vibe for worsted weight things and bulky items. So I'm feeling like my brain's getting into fall, whether the weather agrees with me or not.
It might be fall when you get back. The leaves are starting to turn.
Here's hoping.
There's also a Canada Make-Along.
It is. They're celebrating Canada's 150th birthday. So I'm putting in the Find Your Fade shawl in the Canada 150, and if I get the Mammoth shawl done, I will enter that as well.
This is the Grocery Girls again?
It's the Grocery Girls again. It is a make-along, so if you crochet it, sew it, knit it, embroider it, craft it out of ironwork. I don't know. It's very, very wide and open. So I have the Ancient Arts yarn, which is Canadian, and it is over 60% of the shawl for the Find Your Fade. So I'm entering that. And then the Mammoth shawl is designed by Canadian designers, which are the Cozy Up with the Stitchin' Sisters. So I might have 2 entries for that. We'll see. It closes on the 1st of September, so I have to, as they say, put my nose to the grindstone and get some stuff done.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
There's Woolsey Wool's Faded Summer Knit Along, which I think we've already talked about lots with our various flubs.
Oh, yeah. Hey.
Flubbing along. Those are
Flubbing
supposed to
along.
be done by the end of this month.
Yep. So how much knitting are you doing this week?
So much.
Might I recommend nothing but knitting?
Working on it.
I told my dad I have to be home so I can have it entered, and he said that was fine. So theoretically, that's 2 contests, 1 shawl. And if I finish by the 1st of September, these Stitchin' Sisters are doing a summer shawl along. So I might even be able to triple dip that shawl.
Ooh.
And have it in that one too. So I have some pretty lofty goals, guys.
You're planning on being very efficient with your knitting.
I gotta be. I'm running out of time. Running out of hours of the day, and I like to nap. Okay? I'm old. I like naps.
Naps are great.
Mm-hmm.
Underrated.
Super underrated. But yeah, for events, those are the big ones I've got going on right now.
Then coming up in September is the Manitoba Fibre Festival.
Gotta go spend some money.
Spend all the monies.
Yarn. Woohoo! Yes, I am super excited to see Cloud9 Fiberworks' booth. Oh my god, the stuff she has been putting out on Instagram and prep work. Just, I'm gonna hand over my entire life savings. Here you go. Just give me the yarn. It's fine. I'll be broke for the rest of my life. I don't mind. I will sleep on a cloud of fluffy, fluffy yarn, and that will be fine.
Oh, yeah.
I'm so excited. I'm seeing the posts as everybody's getting geared up and the different tables and the different stuff that's coming, and I'm so pumped. It's gonna be so good.
I'm super excited.
We are gonna be exhausted by Sunday.
Oh yeah.
So tired. So much everyone's like, we should do something. No. Unless it involves my pajamas and a nap, it's not happening. It'll be like that on Monday after C4. I'll be like, nah.
Yeah.
You're cute. No. Oh my god, we have to finish our Wonder Woman shawls for C4, Diana.
Yeah, we do.
That's another fingering weight shawl in less than 4 weeks for me. Criminies, I'm gonna die.
Doing it to yourself.
I really am. You're in the same boat with me, ma'am. Have you started?
Shush.
That's what I
Shush.
thought.
I'm trying really hard to get the Find Your Fade done. And then once I give
Oh
up
my.
on that deadline, then I can wind the yarn for the Wonder Woman.
Don't give up on the deadline. You'll make the deadline. You'll do it. Come on, you can do it. Just knit all weekend. No wedding plans. No fiance. No mom. Just knit. Knit all day, every day. Hey, you've got your Twitch stream tomorrow.
Yeah,
You can knit then too.
I can.
Some hardcore knitting has to happen. So we
Squeezing
can
all the
both
knitting.
squeeze in all the knitting. So we can both enter the contest together. I think that would be amazing.
I'm gonna try.
Ah,
I
you
don't
can
think
do
it's
it.
gonna happen, but I'm gonna try.
What was it that you sent me when I said I wasn't going to have the Find Your Fade finished for this podcast? I believe in you. Thanks.
Oh.
Thanks. That was helpful.
You have to say it right. It's like the My Little Pony. I believe
Yep,
in you.
you. Yep. I may have looked at my phone, put it down, and said, That's what I have to say to that now. Like the grown up I am. Thank you.
We got sidetracked. We were talking about something.
Mm.
Oh, fiber festivals
Events.
and C4. Yes.
I got super worried because it just occurred to me that I have the yarn here for the Wonder Woman shawl, but the needles I need to use are currently in the Find Your Fade.
Ooh.
Uh-ohs. Spaghettios.
Guess you're gonna have to finish something.
Oh my god. So much knitting. So I get up in the morning, I have breakfast, I sit in the chair in front of the TV, and I just knit for like 6 hours a day. We get up, we go, we do stuff, we come back. First thing I'm doing is knitting. I'm either cooking or knitting. That's what I do right now, my whole life.
Sounds like a pretty good life.
It's not bad. I really shouldn't complain. And drinking tea. And telling the cats not to eat my knitting needles, or play with my yarn, or chew on my cords, or sleep on me and the yarn.
I've been really enjoying the cat and yarn pictures.
Oh, Smokey's so cuddly. And he's just like, oh, I'll roll up in your yarn and I'm warm. So I'm gonna go to sleep now. And I'm like, I need to keep knitting, dude. No, that's not okay. Today he was sleeping on the string because I had the bag, because I have my travel bag. And it was on the floor in the chair. So he's sleeping on my leg, on the arm of the chair, and the string of yarn that I'm knitting from is underneath him. So he just kept looking at it because I kept pulling on it. Just like, no, I'm not stopping knitting. No, and he went to sleep and then ignored it for like 45 minutes. I'm like, how does this not bother you? I got nothing. Nothing.
My
Okay.
goodness, that's a determined creature.
Sure. We were having nap time. I was playing with his ears. Not harshly. I was just sort of poking them because I could. Nothing. He was out cold. He was tired, apparently.
Apparently, my goodness.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, there'll be more Instagram cat photos from me, guys. It's all me, guys. Because cat. Maybe I'll see if he'll wear the Find Your Fade like a cape.
That would be adorable.
He survived my niece's childhood. She used to dress him, so.
That is a very tolerant creature.
He's very chill. But yeah, once we make it through C4, I'm going to do a Grinch along in December.
I want to Grinch
more
along.
girls. That is my next goal, is to participate in the Grinch along. So that should, for me, wrap up my year. Same with my 365-day project will wrap up in December. Obviously, the last day of 2017 will be the last day I have to knit a granny square. Have to being the key words. I'm going to keep crocheting. Sorry, knitting, crocheting. I'm going to keep crocheting because I'm really enjoying it. I am super enjoying the patterns. I'm enjoying all the new techniques I've learned. And I've got plans for like summer cardigans and blankets and more throws and stuff for the couches. So I'm really looking forward to being able to continue on with those projects. They're big projects. I find they're just wonderful because if I do them in square format, I sit down and do a couple squares in a day, and then I can walk away for a few days. It doesn't harm anybody, but it gives me something just a little bit different to do. So I am so happy I've done that project, and I will love the Grinch along because then I can spend all Christmas making fudge and toffee bark and cinnamon buns and scones.
So I'm gonna come live in your kitchen, okay?
Yeah, no, I'm totally game for you to come live in my kitchen and help me eat all this food.
Excellent.
Oh, you know what we're doing for Christmas this year, which I'm definitely going to put on the Grinch along contest entry? I will post it on the Northern Knits podcast website or on the Instagram. I'm going to do that gingerbread molasses slow cooker cake again. You know that one where you said you were so full and had a real size person portion? Like you had a big portion of it? I think it was like 2 years ago. Yeah, like 2 years ago for the New Year surf and turf. My mom did.
Oh
I made it for
yeah.
that. Yeah, I'm making that again
Cake.
because that had to. It's a slow cooker pudding cake, and it's so good. Oh my
Mm.
God. And it's not like you don't eat at a surf and turf. It's not like you don't eat at my mother's surf and turf because there was so much food anyway. We were all just like to the brim full. And even I almost got up and got a second. Ben almost got up and got a second helping. Mr. B doesn't do that. He is very not desserty orientated. I'm trying to see you out of the corner of my eye. I'm just going to turn my head and not look at you for a second. There you are. Make sure you're still there.
I'm still here.
It's so hard to tell. I talk too much.
I think that
Hey,
wraps up events.
it does. It wraps up the things we're doing this year. Until I find more. Ha ha.
Well, next week we'll have to add the Pride and Prejudice one in there.
Absolutely. Because we'll need to link that because that is so amazing. You guys, so good. I wish we could convince the boys to go with us, but whatever. You'll be my date. It'll be fine.
Yeah, it'll be good.
Hmm.
So we just have a review left.
We do. So we have a review.
We do, in fact, have a review. This week we are reviewing Interweave Knits Fall 2017.
I believe we did warn people that we love fall magazines and that this was going to happen.
Yes.
Okay, good. It's like I think I remember listening to that, and you'd think I'd remember because I spend about 5 to 6 hours a week editing these things. But no, I don't. So okay. Yes, because fall magazines is like crispy bacon and therefore is best. I believe we've discovered.
I believe that was the statement.
Mm-hmm. And if you find one that you like, and you can find one that has patterns in it that you enjoy, it is such a good bang for your buck.
I probably said it on the podcast before, but I enjoy Interweave Knits enough that I have a subscription and have for like 3 years. So
Yeah,
I
and
just get all of them.
I can't blame you. I'm highly tempted at this point to go with like the knit scene, which is the one I seem to be gravitating towards the most, that I like the most frequently. I'm thinking that might be on a Christmas wish list for me this year. That or National Geographic History, one of the two.
Because those are the same.
Not even remotely. All right. Well, why don't you start us off there, Miss Diana? As I
Okay.
once again punch the microphone.
Well, it's a very sticky outy microphone.
I can't see it, you guys. I have 400 grams of this amazing what do you say, milk chocolate? Dark milk chocolate?
Given the various lighting differences and cameras, I can't really tell you. It is a brown.
It is a brown. It's not a beige taupe brown. It's definitely a darker brown. You know what? I'm going to go into that kind of like wood-colored brown. If anybody has seen a nice colored brown alpaca, you know what I'm talking about. But I've got 400 grams between the white and the brown. I should take a look at seeing if one of the fall patterns in here would work.
Ooh.
I know.
There is that,
Genius thought.
There's that hat, the Whitman hat, which is...
Ooh, that could be cute.
That was like the brioche colorwork one?
I think so, yeah.
That would look super good.
Yes, so we've got options. Anyway, I distracted you. Do we want to do articles first, or do we want to do patterns that we liked?
I kind of want to dive into patterns.
Patterns it is.
Patterns! So roughly in order, the free-falling pullover, because it's cable-y.
You know what? It's not normal for you to say that and reference cable-y things.
I love the look of cables. I just don't want to do them, but I love the look of cables. I want to have the cables, I just don't want to make the cables.
Ah, I see. So we have to work out yet another exchange program?
Or I can just get over myself and do cables.
I do cables, you do my lace knitting?
Oh, maybe. I mean, this could be okay.
Because I definitely can't knit lace, guys. I'm struggling with fingering, but I like the look of lace shawls. No, that was good. I had it marked down. It's not one I would want to make like right now. But I thought that was a very pretty pattern. But we all know I'm addicted to cables, so
we are suckers for cables.
I rarely say no to a pretty cable. It's true, I do. What do I got going on here? Do. Oh, wrong page. I'm fine. It's okay. We're good. I have the Astral Road Rayuna?
Ruana?
Rorana?
I have no idea how you
R-A-U-N?
pronounce that word. But yes, the cover
R-A-U-N-A.
design.
The cover picture. Do you know how much yardage that would be for me?
Um, a heck of a lot.
Well, how much the pattern calls for like what?
Lots.
4,000 yards or something?
Something crazy, yeah.
And that's for a standard heighted human being.
I mean, it's probably not that much longer to add a few inches.
I also have to add a few widthwise. If I'm remember again, I'm not in Winnipeg, so I don't have the book in front of me. I don't have the magazine in front of me, so I'm going strictly off memory from something I read over a week and a half ago, guys. Uh, it's interesting. I think I might end up adding a bit more in the diameter as well too to get the proper shoulder coverage.
Mm.
So I could easily end up adding almost 500 meters or 500 yards to that total for me. Tis
So,
not insignificant.
so I have a small story about this one.
Sure.
So I'm on my lunch break at work, and I'm on Ravelry, as you do. And
Mhm.
I spied this thing, and it was amazing and perfect, and I posted about it in the knit club group, and I was so excited about this pattern. And then I got home at the end of the day, and just what's waiting for me when I walk in the door but this magazine with the pattern in it.
It was almost like the universe was saying, "No, you must knit this."
I need to make it, like, right now. Like, I'm amazed I
Ah,
didn't just turn right around and go to the yarn store.
can you do in a fall color? Oh my word!
Yeah.
You guys, we're gonna get in
So,
trouble when we go to Woolsey Wool at the end of the month, aren't we? Even though we're not supposed to.
Fiber Festival.
Oh my gosh, you are correct.
Yeah.
I'll get in trouble in both places. It's fine. All
So,
right,
yes, I want to make a giant blanket that I can wear.
that's fair. Because it'll be comfortable and cozy and perfect for going out and getting coffees with in the afternoons in the fall.
Yep.
Because it's exactly what those things are for. Or when you're cold in the middle of winter and you're sitting in your chair, you can wrap yourself up in that.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
I foresee all of the uses.
Yes, so do I. So that was one of the ones where I was like, no, I want to make that. That's high on my. I would like to own that list.
And it's a big giant layer. I love big giant drapey layers.
Even with the yardage factor involved. I'm obviously not going to start it right this instant. Heavens knows I have so much stuff on the go, it's not even funny. Uh, and I must finish Christmas projects. So there are some things I have to do, but maybe as a treat to myself in December. Maybe. The maybes.
Sorry, that beer's catching up with me. I'm just yawning.
Yawning like crazy.
Yeah.
Well, hey, if anybody remembers from last episode, I picked up enough yarn to do a fingering weight sew faded sweater for my knees. And why not? We'll see if I can get that done for Christmas this year.
I
If
believe
I
in you.
Oh no.
Sorry.
If I can't by the December 1st deadline for Grinch Along, I won't. I'll make it for a random gift for Valentine's Day for the following year.
That works.
I'll push back the date if I have to. It's not the end of the world. She has Christmas presents coming to her. I'm making a sugar-free advent calendar for her, which needs to get done by the 1st of December. Mostly because the advent calendars they've got too much sugar and candy in them. So my sister and I are making her one this year. So I've been collecting all of my tea boxes as I use my tea, and I have to wrap them in Christmas wrapping, and then they're going to be filled with little toys or games. Do something for her socks, Christmas socks or something. So she gets something every day so she can get excited about Christmas without quite so much sugar involved.
That makes sense.
She gets a lot of chocolate at Christmas. I don't think we need to have an entire month of chocolate.
Doesn't everybody get a lot of
Santa
chocolate at Christmas?
Santa is a very good man for us.
Mmm.
He brings all of the chocolate, and it is perfect. We like it that way. There's no need to change it. We're good.
But patterns.
Hey, I didn't do it this
Segment.
time. It was you.
Oh, yeah, it was totally me. I'm sorry.
There's the Prairie Wind. Did we mention the Prairie Wind cardigan?
No. Which one's that? That is that one.
I
That is oh yes, the fancy colorwork one.
Can you blame me?
I like that one, but I don't know that I need to knit it.
Where I see the colors, and not specifically the colors in the magazine, because obviously that's too mundane for Jocelyn. If we've discovered anything, the brighter the colors, the better.
Right. Right. The pops of yellow are too mundane.
Yes, they are.
Okay.
Some with a really strong color contrast, and I would love to say that it isn't me, but that would be very me.
Yeah.
And I'm such a cardigan wearer, it's not even funny. So that's again, it's on my list. Something that I'm like, no, I know I would enjoy doing it. It would give me more work with color work, which I don't do as often as I would like to. So it would give me more experience in that. So that'd be super great. And why not make more garments for myself? The whole point of this knitting for me is to knit things for me and the people that I love and I care about who are around me. So it's a thing for me. And I think I should.
I
Also,
agree.
cardigan.
Yes.
Hmm.
To match your love of cardigans, I seem to have a love of pullovers.
Yes. Yes, you do.
So I'm going to backtrack slightly to the Highway 61 pullover.
Oh, that was a cute one. Not really a me thing, but though it was a cute pattern.
A trillion cables again, because I love the look of cables. And I hate myself.
The only worry about cables when they're in pullovers for me is because I'm extending the length of the pullover to a tunic length. Then it starts to become too much, even for my height to pull off. And I extend the length down to help balance my body proportions and so that I'm not drawing that line across the widest part of myself.
Mm.
So for me, I have to be careful. A cardigan's fine because they are naturally longer anyway. So they're designed to sort of hit that hip area, whereas a pullover is sort of designed to hit your waist. And I mean, if you know anything about me, I'm short-waisted with long legs. So for any of the sewers out there, they know the problems I'm working with. And I have a regular to short torso. So I have miles and miles of legs, but I don't have miles and miles and miles of upper body to work with. So I tend to visually make myself look more balanced by extending the length of my shirts and my sweaters and stuff down so that I look more proportional. It's a visual trick. It just sort of helps me look good. So it makes me wary, especially with pullovers, if they've got too many cables, because too many cables on an extra long pullover, that just gets to be a bit too bulky for me. Not that it isn't pretty.
I just want a big fancy cabley sweater.
That's totally fair. I have a cabley sweater that I really, really like that I've had for years. It's like longer than my niece has been alive, so more than a decade. And I pull it out every winter. You'd see it. It's that beige colored sweater I wear all the time.
Oh, that one that you forgot at my place after recording that one time.
No, that's a different beige sweater.
Oh,
I
that's a
will show
different
you.
beige sweater. Okay.
I don't know. I know I am beige. Why do I own beige sweaters? But I do. It's fine. So no, for me it would be too much weight, especially around my middle, which I don't particularly want. So it's a cute pattern though.
What other patterns are you into?
I liked the Angelina pullover.
Which one is that? That one that is in a
Yes.
tiny little picture that I can't. Oh, it's that one
I had to
with
pull it up on Ravelry.
the cabled yoke.
Yes.
Yes, I thought
Yeah.
that was interesting, but I'm not sure that's for me.
Oh, I'm all about the interesting. It's different. Nobody's gonna have it.
That is true. It is very different.
And again, in like a russet red.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah, not a black, but give it color so it's got that pop and presence to it. It'd be so pretty. And that detailing, right, where it doesn't matter if I have detailing because my upper shoulders are smaller than the rest of me. So it's fine. No, it's not so much detail that I feel like I'll be doing it forever and never finish, and I'll fall into that black hole. Everybody who knits knows what I'm talking about. I'm that way with the Find Your Fate. I'm into the decreases, and it feels like I'm never going to be done. I'm going to knit this forever to the apocalypse and beyond. But no, it's the Angelina Pullover's just got that nice pop of detail, and I really like it. And for me, ideal in a pullover.
Okay. I was into it was called the Subterranean Cardigan. No, Subterraneans with an S cardigan.
That was cute. I liked that one.
It was like, it's sort of the old man cardigan, but
Mm-hmm.
Feminized. Feminized?
Yes.
Feminized.
Yeah, sure. That works. I'm slouching again, so I'm going to fall out of frame.
Whatever. We're just audio.
Uh, 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 Hey, look. Have a shot of the top of my shirt. Now I can slouch. Oh, yeah. um, Liked it, but I already have like 5 or 6 old man cardigans that I want to make for myself already that they didn't have anything on it that my brain went, that's different enough.
Fair
That
enough.
that also needs to go on my queue. Again, I didn't have a problem with any of the patterns in any of the fall books or fall magazines we've looked at. They've all been wonderful patterns. It's just whether or not I would knit them, and I wouldn't do that one. Let me know when you get to the Gold Rush shawl,
That was
because
going
I
to be
would
my
knit
very
that.
next one was, what do you think of that one? Because I
Because
suspect we both like that one.
both need to knit that.
Agreed.
It doesn't matter at this point. We'll have like 3 matching shawls, 4 matching shawls. Who cares? Let's do more. It is so pretty, you guys. Like, get onto Ravelry. Stop the podcast. Get onto Ravelry. Go look up the Interweaves Fall thing. We'll wait. It's not a problem. That's what the pause button was invented for. That and bathroom breaks. I listen to a lot of podcasts. And go look at these patterns. They're so pretty. But yeah, no, the Gold Rush shawl got like 3 hearts for me. Like, I'm clearly still on a shawl kick.
I don't need to knit it right this instant, but I feel like next spring, summer, it'll be right about when I want to get into that.
Well, I'm thinking if I can find the yarn for it at the Fibre Festival, it'll be in the right colorway for me. And then I
Oh.
can start it in the spring.
Yep.
So there's that. So, but I mean, I'm gonna also do a bunch of cotton knitting prep for the summer too, so I've got it all ready to go. So there's that. But yeah, no, the gold rush shawl was, yes, absolutely. For me, that was the last thing I really, really super liked, pattern wise, that I want to make.
I couldn't decide what I thought of the Madame George pullover.
Okay, but
I
about it that you liked or was sort of giving you the weirdy, I'm not
like
sure feeling.
I think what I don't like about it is the styling and the fact that there are no pictures that kind of clearly show how it sits. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
not sure if I like it. I think I like it, but I'm not sure.
Well, maybe that would
That's
be a
all.
Ravel research to see if somebody else is making it.
Oh, perhaps.
Yeah, that might give you a better idea because I know sometimes the fashion shots are, if anybody's heard me complain about fashion shots before, they are not my favorite. I
So
don't like
I like the
them.
concept of a turtleneck with a textured body and plain sleeves. In fact, I have a sweater very much like that one with a textured body and plain sleeves. So I think I probably like it, but I can't quite tell from the pictures.
Okay, that's fair. Which is definitely for you because you haven't actually, I don't, you've never done a garment yet, so you don't have a sort of an idea as you're going how it's going to look.
Yep, never done a
Ugh,
garment.
we have to get you into garment knitting.
It's calm down. I have so many things on the go.
Not enough stuff. You need more
No
things.
more things.
But that's fair. I did enjoy a chunk of the articles
There
that
was
were in
stuff
this
about
month's.
llamas.
There was stuff about llamas. I like the one yarn 30 in what is it? Incredible Facts.
Oh yes, I
Mm-hmm.
also enjoyed that. I enjoyed the wrinkly sheep picture from that page.
That's
Probably more
very.
than I should.
I enjoyed the article more than the wrinkly sheep photo, but the wrinkly sheep photo was terribly cool. I was once again inspired to randomly decide we need to go on a knitting tours because they had an advertising for knittingtours.com. And my brain
Mm-hmm.
keeps going, we need to travel to foreign countries where the only thing we are doing is knitting.
I agree.
This is something you and I need to do.
Yep.
And we need to take Red and Miss D with us.
Yes.
And they had another yarn showcase in the magazine. And there's just, oh, it's so nice when they showcase the yarns all in one page. And I mean, obviously it's a picture, so you can't touch the yarn, but it does
Mm-hmm.
give you the facts for all of the yarns and different brands all in one go, which is really nice.
I enjoy when they knit up all the various swatches and put the swatches next to each other and like, look, we did the same thing with the same needles and they came out to this totally different looking thing. Like, oh my goodness.
Yeah, no, that's also a really, I like it when they do those sort of compare and contrast things. So those were some of the things that I really enjoyed. But overall, it was, again, it's a fall magazine. I'm already biased to like it. No shock here that I thought they did a good job for it. And I don't have an Interweave subscription, so if Interweave wants to send me the magazine for free, I'm totally game with that. No?
Shameless plug for sponsorship.
Shameless. Completely shameless, guys. You want to send me stuff to review? Absolutely. I have no problem with this.
So overall thoughts.
It's a buy. If you like the fall magazines, you like cardigans, you like sweaters, and you enjoy that sort of magazine format, do it up.
It's a fall magazine from Interweave Knits. I say buy it now.
Yeah, that's totally fair. 2 rousing thumbs up. It's a thing. On the bright side, that means we're done. We're done.
I believe that does mean we are done.
Oh my goodness. Well, Diana, why don't you let everybody know where they can find us on the internets?
You can find us on Ravelry, Instagram, Facebook, and Pinterest as Northern Knits Podcast. Our blog with all our show notes is at northernknitspodcast.com. You can also email us at northernknitspodcast@gmail.com. Jocelyn, where can you be found on the internet?
I am on the internet as Amber Dragon. It's Amber and then Dragun. Sometimes it gets fancy, like it does with my Twitter account, and I have a 1 on the end. If you find me once, you can find me everywhere. I'm the most active on Twitter, Ravelry, and Facebook, normally as the Northern Knits podcast page. Easiest way to tell the difference between me and Diana, if we're writing back to you, is how we spell fiber.
Hey, I started spelling it the Canadian way just to mess with everybody.
Just to mess with people?
Yeah.
No! All right, Diana, where can we find you on the internet?
I can be found on Instagram and Twitch as Firewater and Fiber, Fiber spelled Fiber, and I am on Ravelry as Wool-Rat. I stream Virtual Knit Night most Wednesdays at 8:30 p.m. Central on twitch.tv/firewaterandfiber. I am now on Twitter as Artemis_134, and I have a website/blog at dianacarrier.com. I also have yet another Twitch channel where I will probably eventually stream hackery codey things at twitch.tv/4RTEM15, which is Artemis written in Leetspeak.
All right. I will not list everywhere I'm on the internet specifically. That's too much, guys. Find me in one spot. I'm working on making sure all of my about pages link to everything else, so it's easy to find me.
And I'm also working on putting more detailed links in the outro in the show notes as well,
I
so it'll be easier to find us.
Just a smidge too uncomputery for my own good. What I need to do is sit down one day with you, and we need to make me all computerized. People can't see me, but I'm waving my hands vaguely.
Does that mean like camera eyeballs and like Bluetooth connections and?
Yes, I'd be able to see a lot better. I'd be able to see so much better. I'd be able to Google all the things all the time. No, help me make sure all my links and stuff are working properly. So, double check my non-tech skills and make sure I've got everything set up right.
All right.
It's a thing. However, that means we're good. We're done. Hopefully everybody's finished their cup of tea. I'm done mine.
I finished my beer a while ago.
I had a cup of tea, not beer. And it wasn't a chugging tea. It's a sipping fruity tea. It's a dessert tea.
I had a dessert beer.
That's fair. And that's it for us. That's another podcast. Done and in the books, number 23.
Oh my goodness.
Can I count? Yes, that's where we're at. I can't count to 2, guys. I might be wrong.
Counting to 2 is a very dubious prospect sometimes.
So hard. Oh well. Until next week, I'm Jocelyn.
And I'm Diana.
Saying no matter where your week takes you,
don't forget to knit.
Ooh, missed the cue on that one.